Welcome to the making of a DM. You got $10 million in the bank right now when you're listening to my voice in cash. The question is, now what? Now what? Are you living in the moment or are you waiting for the big moment? This is going to be a good one. Grab a pen and paper. This is a show you might want to listen to multiple times. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. Welcome to another Making of the DM podcast show. That's right, the deal maker and dream maker of your life. Sitting here in beautiful Parkland, Florida. It's been a crazy last week. A lot going on over here. Before I get started today, today's show is going to be a little in-depth. It might be a shorter show than normal because I'm going to ask very specific questions. You might want to listen to it a couple times because it's going to really dive deep into something I see a lot of people struggling with. And my goal here is on this podcast show is to give you some insights and help you understand how to unlock the life that you really want. Because that's ultimately why you're here. You're not here to learn, really. You're here to have the life you want. Just so happens you got to learn to get that life you want. So before I get started, I want to say thank you guys so much for sharing the show. I have big goals and dreams for the show today and this whole year. Me and my team's been talking about how do we grow the show? How do we keep scaling it? We're impacting thousands of people's lives all over the world. I love getting testimonials. I love getting the messages from you guys. And if you're listening to the show right now, let me know what's going on. Let me know how you're doing. I genuinely care. I want to know if you have a big, weighing question on your mind. You're looking to acquire a business. You're looking to sell a business. You're struggling with a partnership, or you have a win. Who are you sharing your wins with? Share them with me. I'll take them in, share a struggle. I'm not going to judge you. I want to help. And that's what we do a lot of stuff over in the Dealmaker Alliance group. That's that $1,000 a month group. We have 150 something guys and gals in there all over the country, sharing wins, sharing struggles, connecting with each other, solving problems and scaling and growing and making life easier for them. So also, if you haven't done this, if you could take a minute and share the show. Share the show with a friend. Share the show with, your spouse. Let them know what you're listening to. I do this with my wife. I do this with my buddies. I'm listening to a podcast show, and I hear something that really hits home. I shoot them a message. That top right button says, hey, share the show. You share the show. You say, hey, listen to minute 5 to 7 or minutes 12 to 18, whatever it is that made an impact in your day. Share it with someone. Like, if you're dealing with stuff, do you think someone else is? Maybe. The answer is yes. Everyone's dealing with stuff, but if you could let them know, like, hey, I'm thinking about you, heard this show. You and I were talking last week. You mentioned something like this. You might want to listen to this guy. He's kind of crazy. If you did that, that'd be amazing. It's a great way to get the word out. Not only that, sharing on your social media post. Make sure you tag me. I typically will share it as well, get you some eyeballs. That's the ultimate value we both could give each other. Attention. Attention is an amazing asset, and I'd love some more attention, and I'd love to give you some more attention. And then if you haven't done so, just leave a 5-star review at whatever platform you're listening to, because we got some really neat things going on. And in 2025 will be our biggest podcast year ever. I'll share more details with you as we get closer to what we're working on over here in Parkland and Ohio. So today, I want to share today's show. I just got back. I was over at FarmCon out in Kansas City for a couple of days, and then I went up to Alice Beach for a couple of days. We're acquiring some companies and meeting people and connecting the dots. I met some guys that sold some companies for hundreds of millions of dollars. And I met some guys, building companies to sell for hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, tech, blue collar, et cetera, all types of companies. But the reason today's show is important, I was talking with a lot of these individuals and something just keeps coming up. And it was interesting to me. So I'll do my best to break it down. But have you ever written down why you're doing all this stupid stuff that we do as entrepreneurs, all this hard work, all this mind-bending, numbing stuff, talking to marketing teams, failing here, breaking it here, making money here, celebrating for a nanosecond, and then get calls from lawyers and staff and HR and just everything. Have you ever really thought about why you're doing it? Now, I know you might say something real quick like, yeah, dude, I want to sell a company for $100 million. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, cool. Okay, that's a surface level answer. I like it. I don't hate it, but that's not why you're really doing it. We'll get more into that in a second. But when I'm talking to these individuals, the thing that just keeps coming up is they're like, dude, when I sell for X, 10 million, 100 million, a billion, whatever. When I sell for X, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Like I'm going to pay off my parents' house when I sell for 10 million. When I sell for 100 million, I'm going to buy that car I've been dreaming about. Okay, cool. Right? So these are things I keep hearing. It's like, I'm going to do this when this happens. I'm going to do this when this happens. I'm going to do this when that happens. Okay. Have you thought about maybe you could do it now while you're alive, while you're able and capable of like enjoying the give or the gift? Let me paint the picture here. 2005, December 31st, 2005, my girlfriend, now my wife, Dean, and I went to South Beach, Florida for 1 month. I left my company for a month. Well, I left my job. I thought it was a company. I left my job. I had a little team. We were doing a lot of real estate. Real estate is a chest-to-chest business, they said. I did deals from afar, from a cell phone, flip phone, a Razr cell phone. And 1 month turned into 6 months, turned into a year, turned into 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, all the way up to 7 years traveling around the world while I was building companies. I never even dreamed I could do that. I didn't even know that was the thing, to be honest with you. My wife loves traveling, therefore I like it. So I was like, I'll give it a month. Let's try it. And I was like, wow. By the way, I had lots of anxiety attacks, dry heaving moments, and all this. But I saw something every amazing location I went, from South Beach, Florida, to Barcelona, to Italy, all over Italy, to, Singapore, to all over Asia, to, Santorini, Greece, and all this stuff. There was a common thing I saw. I would see either an older gentleman or an older lady pushing their spouse in a wheelchair. I want to know what they're up to. You can tell they're tourists, right? They're touring around, checking stuff out. And I talk to them either, they're having, getting a croissant in Paris or whatever. And we're talking. And I'm like, why Paris? Why Paris? And they'd be in their 60s or 70s. And they're like, this is our dream trip. Let that set in for a minute. Their dream trip is in their 60s or 70 years old. One of the spouses is pushing them in a wheelchair. And it's their dream trip. Now, I'm not going to go too deep, but do you think they were dreaming about them not being able to walk around too well for their dream trip? And then I'd go on and what did you do? What do you do? A lot of them, some entrepreneurs, some not, whatever. But they saved their whole life for a dream trip. I don't know anybody dreaming about being pushed around in a wheelchair in a beautiful location, let alone anywhere for that matter. So I talk to them and I'm like, because again, age has wisdom if you know how to extract it. So I'd ask them questions like, what would you do different for your dream trip? What would you do different on this dream trip? 100% said the same thing. I would have done it sooner. I'd have done it sooner. I'd have made time for my dreams. Isn't that interesting? Listen, I was in my late 20s, early 30s when I was having these conversations. I'm doing what they saved their entire life up to do. I'm doing it in real time with them, and I'm half their age or less. And I'm not judging that. I'm just saying I always had the philosophy when I met my girlfriend, Dean, and now my wife, is like she loved to travel. I said the same shit these people did. I'll do it when I get this. I'll do it when I get that. I'll do it when I get this, and that. And I was always busy creating a story for the future, assuming, with a lot of assumptions, the biggest one being, I'll still be alive. The next assumption, I'll be healthy. Then the next assumption, I even want to do it, right? I might be too old and too mad, or life happens. Then I have kids, and then I have this, and then I have that. This is called life by design. Every single person said they wish they would have done it sooner. I wish I made it a priority to do my dreams while I'm living life. I would ask you, are you living your dream while you're building your life at the same time? Because there's a lot of people listening to my voice that has a lot of money coming in that could do amazing shit in their life, but yet they constantly kick the can down the road. I'll do it when this certain destination happens. And what's even more interesting, I believe, and I know for a fact actually, if I did not live my dream while I was alive during the process, I wouldn't be where I'm at today because it forced me to see the world differently. It forced me to realize that you can have your cake and eat it too. Now, I'm not saying you have to go buy a yacht and a jet tomorrow. I'm not saying that, but you could charter one potentially if that's what you're into. You know, look at your parents. Are they getting younger or older? Look at your grandparents if you're lucky enough to still have them a lot around. Are they getting younger or older? I'm very blessed. My parents and my wife's parents are still alive. Her parents and them are a little bit older. They're in their mid-70s. My parents are in their mid-60s. Life is happening. Do it now. Oh, I'll do that family dream vacation when I sell my company for $10 million in 4 years. Well, what if they're not alive? What if they can't go because they're on a respirator? What if they can't go because they're laid up? We take time for granted. This is something very passionate to me because I almost messed up on this probably about 3-4 years ago. I bought my dad his dream car. Talked about this on the show. I bought my dad his dream car, a Corvette. It was 70, 80 grand, something like that. And I remember when I was making the decision, I have the money. I have the things. I don't need more things. I want more memories, more moments. I want to make people I care about around me smile more, connect. I want to do things that they can't do for themselves necessarily. And I remember my dad shared his dreams with me because I ask my parents all the time, what do they want to do? What's their dreams? What's their goals? They all say the same thing. I just want you kids to be healthy. I want their grandkids to be healthy. We are. Now what? Right? They don't want to be a burden, if you will. That's cool. That's respectful. But okay, you're not a burden. You're being respectful. We're all healthy. What do you really want? And I made their dreams my dreams because I can do something about it. See, not everyone is gifted like you and I listening to this podcast show. You have a gift. You want more. You know there's more. You may even have more. But no one's ever really shared this insight. I shared this with my DM family and DM Alliance group. I wrote a letter to them about this because I almost messed up with my dad. And I'll tell you what got me over the edge. I'm sitting at home. I get a call. Let's say this is, an example. And it's my mom on the other line crying. Oh my God, what's wrong, Mom? Your dad died in his sleep or, got in a car wreck. Whatever it is. If that would have happened, knowing his dream, knowing that I could make his dream happen today, and I didn't do it, that would eat at me for the rest of my life. It would literally eat at me the rest of my life. Now, a lot of these dreams that people have that we care about aren't not necessarily a dream car, if you will. But maybe it's pay off your parents' house, pay off your grandparents' house, pay off your parents' cars, pay stuff off, make their life easier, give them $1,000 a month to give them a better life where they can go out and buy that thing they never buy because they're old school and they just, they're hoarders, if you will. Because when you hear me say I bought my dad a dream car, I was very fortunate enough to be able to pay cash for it. But also, if I couldn't, you could always finance it. Whatever that would be, $1,000 a month, $2,000. I don't know what a car payment would be for something like that, but call it $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month as a business owner, you and I, for chasing these big numbers, big goals. Truth is, you wouldn't even miss it. But you know what you would miss? The opportunity to gift someone you care about something that could change their life. You'd miss that. So today is really just about why am I doing all this stupid shit? I want to do kind of a little thing, insight. Listen, when you can pay off your parents' house, that's a great feeling. I know. When you can pay off your in-laws' cars and your parents' cars and all these things, it's a great feeling. I know for a fact what it feels like. It drives me, actually. I don't need more stuff. But if I could take pressure off of the people that I care about the most, this is why I love giving, charities. individual. I specifically love helping kids in situations because they've never asked for it. That's just where they're at in the journey for whatever reason. Maybe it's cancer or whatever. Like, it's happened to them. They're innocent. If I could give $10,000 to make a dream trip come true for them, what is that worth? Feels amazing. That's why I harp on the giving muscle, because it's so important to give. But most importantly, what's crazy about this giving muscle, it's not just giving, but you also get. You get. People I roll with, we love to give our time, our money to things that we care about. But the truth is, most of us don't spend time in that muscle group. We're so focused on making more money, making more money, making more money. When this happens, when I sell. And that's okay. But when you sell for a lot of money, you have a lot of money, now what? Like, paint this picture. Let's say if you've done amazing and you sell for $100 million 2 years from now. But your parents, your kids, your spouse, they're no longer around. But you have $100 million in the bank. Does that make you happy? It might make you happy for a nanosecond because you have access to $100 million, but that's it. That's just money. It's a tool. Why can't you be happy and have the money on the journey to get more money? And when you get more money, you give more money, and you get more money, and you give more. So my thought is this: $10 million. I call you up right now. I give you $10 million. It's in your bank account. You log into your bank account right now and you see $10 million cash right now. What would your days, hours, minutes, weeks, and months look like? Because a lot of you are chasing a ghost, a fake made up ghost. And I want you to be very, very, very specific here because it is important. 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. What does your day look like? When do you wake up? When do you work out? Would you have breakfast with someone or somewhere or both? Where would you travel? Who would you travel with? Where? Where would you go? How would you get there? Private jet? Chartered? You can't really buy a jet with $10 million and actually enjoy it. But you could charter, maybe. And you don't have to do it all the time. Or fly first class. Or sit on the back of the bus. I don't care, but be specific for you. What car are you driving? What house are you living in? Are you helping your parents? Are you helping your grandparents if you're lucky enough to have them still around? Are you helping your children or family or friend or anybody you care about? Are you helping them? What do you do with all this time? Are you donating your time to schools, charities, churches, other entrepreneurs, business owners, your business? What do you do? Are you going out bowling on Wednesdays? Go boating on Tuesday afternoon? Would you retire your spouse, your parents, people you care about? Are you going to focus more on your health, eat healthier? Shit, you might even hire a chef, trainer. There's no excuses, right? What would your life look like? Who would be on your team? Right? Because it's not just 10 million cash today. That's a big responsibility now. You're a steward of this wealth. Don't get caught up, though, thinking back to the old you. Oh, well, I'll turn that 10 million into 100 million and blah, blah, blah. Cool. But I'm talking about the giving side now. You got the money. You fucking made it. Now what? I'm not saying that channel stops. I'm not saying it turns off. By the way, you can set 10 million in an account, give 4%, you're making 400 grand a year doing nothing. Nothing. Protected. You don't have to be actively doing anything. Who would you hang out with? How would you fill your day? Right? Are you reading? What are you reading? Are you writing? Maybe you're writing a screenplay. Maybe you're writing a story. What are you writing? A book. Hopefully, all of you should be writing a book. Are you playing with your kids, your grandkids? If you have no kids, What are you doing for yourself? Are you meeting new friends? Maybe you draw, maybe you paint. What do you do all day? Build up this framework, because I would challenge you to look at all your answers that you have that I'm sharing with you today and ask yourself a very serious question. Before I get to that, I have a lot of people listening to me here. They follow me, they listen, they understand. Like, you might see a certain side of me, you're like, what the hell does this guy even do? Right? Well, I do real estate, number one. That's my main thing. But I have companies and I have things going on, just like you. But most people are just waiting for the big moment. That's how I was trained too. I had to untrain myself for the big moment and live in the moment. And I'm not saying squeeze every penny out of your life and be broke every day. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying most people listening to my voice could accomplish some amazing things in their life right now, today. You could take a little pressure off the people you care about today. The question is, what could you do today? Not tomorrow, not when that big moment happens. Today. I can't afford to pay my parents' house off. Cool. Can you make the monthly payment for them? Automatically out of your account. Don't think about it. Set it up. $1,500 a month, $2,000, whatever it is, done. Go to work, make more money. Do you know what that would do for your family? Well, Mark, I don't have $1,500 yet. Cool. Do you have $500, $300, $100? Something. Show them that you're paying attention. Invest in the dream. What if you don't make it to live this life that you're dreaming about, that you keep kicking the can down the road? What if you don't make it? What if you're not healthy? Heavens forbid, what if you have dementia? What are the dreams? Do you know your spouse's dream? I see a lot of these so-called entrepreneurs, their spouses work, not because they want to, because they have to. That'd be my first dream. Retire my spouse. Get them home. Well, I'm an independent. Okay, cool. I'll have that conversation with them. Be genuine, honest, open. Go work, but do a work that you want to do. Go work and be part-time. Don't work because you have to. Work because you want to. That's what a real fucking leader does, by the way. You help people. The majority of you listening right now, 100% could reframe their days, weeks and months and hours to live their dream life. You can. It just hasn't been a thought or a priority in your life. I get it. We're all chasing. We're all pushing. We're all prodding. We're all growing. I get it. But we have to be paying attention. We have to be conscious in the moment, not waiting for the big moment. That big moment's coming because you're a hard worker. You're a go-getter. But don't disseminate everything you care about, everything you're doing that big moment for the moment today. Why not you? Seriously, what's stopping you? What's holding you back? What are you waiting for? Maybe today you're waiting for this conversation, this moment, this thought, this idea that you can start stewing on. Maybe you don't have the luxury to pay cash for the house for your parents, pay cash for the car for your dream car. What? That's cool. But you can set a plan. You can make payments. Stretch yourself for the dreams. Now, I'm not saying go overextend, but some people need to overextend. Pushes you, forces you to focus on what matters. Because a lot of people do a lot of stuff that doesn't matter in life. They're just busy workers. That moment I gave my dad that car, pulled up with my son in his Corvette with a big red bow on it. I was crying just driving the car, pulling up. I live in a small farm town. I pulled in over at the farm store, literally. My wife gave me the red bow. I put the red bow on the hood, and I pull around the corner, and I just start laying on the horn. They had no clue I was even coming. It was the car he wanted, the collar he wanted, the engine he wanted. It's everything he wanted. All I remember is my mom walking out. I was like, oh my gosh. My sister Brandy was there randomly. She's like, oh, what? My dad comes out like he was speechless. I don't need recognition for this. I'm just sharing real stories. Coolest moment might have been when my dad shot me a video inside the garage by his dream car, telling me thank you. Do you know how much these people, my parents, sacrificed to give me food on the table every day? Growing up in small town Ohio. And if I would have kept kicking the can down the road, heavens forbid my dad dies before I was able to do that, before I had the balls to do it, or before I even had the idea to do it, I don't know what I would have done with myself. We talk ourselves out of doing dreams that we set out to do because we're too busy. We got to do this. But when this happens, I'll definitely do it. Oh, it just happened. But no, I definitely will do it next time. There will be a moment in our life when the game is up for the people we care about and even us. I believe most people listening to my voice are leaders, and leaders do bold stuff. This is a bold move in life to show that you're serious about where you're going. I know a guy worth $30 million that has never done anything he wants to do because he's waiting for the $100 million exit. True story. That's a miserable life. He means well. He's a good dude. He's chasing the wrong thing. He's lost focus of what he's doing all this for. More money? By the way, $30 million in the account versus $100 million, you do not have a different life. It's the same life. Nothing changes except more money in the bank. But what could change is he could make people's lives better that he cares about. Take the family vacation. Invest $50,000. Take your entire family somewhere that they've been dreaming about. They might not even dream anymore about it because they've given up on their dreams because they can't accomplish it, but you can accomplish it for them. Start talking with your family. Start talking to the people you care about, seeing what their dreams and goals are. You'd be amazed that most people have no clue. But you're the spark. That's what we do. That's what dream makers, deal makers do. We take the spark and we turn it up into a flame. Get that flame in your belly. Get focused on the dream. Get focused on the goals. Don't be the 70-year-old person pushing someone around on your dream vacation. Set it now. 2025. You have time now. We're already like 8.5%, 9% in the year already. Do you know that? Right? Already. It's crazy when you're listening to this. Do it now. When? Now. You can start planning now. Start creating now. Don't wait for the moment, the big moment. When I sell, when this happens, dude, it's going to happen. Win the day. Every day you win, you can't lose. If you're winning days, you can't lose. Keep winning. That's why you always hear me say, win with winners. Win and win and win and win. Keep winning. Even if you take an L today, you won because you got up, you had a chance to keep score. Win, win, and win. This is just kind of like something that's been on my heart. $10 million in the bank account. What do? Take some time. Write it down. It's not in stone. It's ink and paper, computer, whatever. Write it down. I promise you. I've made a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money. But the thing I know that I love the most is giving. Helping people that I care about. Helping charities, helping organizations, helping my parents, helping my in-law, helping everybody I can that I care about greatly. Now, I'm not saying be a giver just to give because you're trying to get something in return. I'm talking genuine giving. Genuine. I've done the family vacations with my family, the family vacations with my in-laws. I'm talking first class, over the top, the best of the best, stuff they never even knew existed. Memories for life because of me. My dad got his dream car because of me. I was able to do these things because of me. Like we did it. You and I, we can do these things, but we got to do it. So keep me posted on this journey. Shoot me a message on Instagram at Mark Evans DM and let me know if the show made an impact in your day. Share the show. Please let me know what you got going on. I genuinely want to know. Appreciate you being here. So with that said, make today count.
I'm Mark Evans. Gavin's DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM Project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. Did not come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. They should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM Project. I'm Mark Evans DM. Deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, DM Project.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.